everyone, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay everybody, happy Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know what day you guys are seeing this video, but I hope that it's Tuesday. Sorry for posting late. Over the weekend, I went up to North Carolina with my boyfriend to visit some family, and then he fell, hit his head, got a brain injury, literally. And yeah, it was just a very eventful weekend. Also, we hit 300,000 subscribers, y'all. I literally, like, this is actually insane. I've been so blessed with you guys, and I really mean that. Like, I see all the comments, I see the DMs. You guys are like literally my rock and have been here with me for the past almost 5 years now. Like, that's insane. But yeah, we hit 300,000 subscribers. For all of you that are new here, welcome. So happy that you decided to join our community. I feel like I should do maybe like a Q&A in the next video, more for the people who don't really know me, just kind of like a new introduction video. I feel like I haven't done one of those in so long, and I think it might be time. I don't know. But real quick, wanted to say to you guys, this is how the audio sounds without the mic. You guys have to let me know which one you like better. Do you like this, how this part sounds, or you guys are gonna hear the mic whenever I start the story, just because I'm gonna do it for this story, but I really want you guys to let me know down below in the comments, mic or no mic. Because I kind of like the way the mic sounds, but at the same time, I don't know, for some reason it just doesn't sound right. I don't know if it's because I'm used to just like my camera microphone or what, but yeah. Also, cause I went up to North Carolina, my psoriasis / adult cradle cap, whatever the fuck they call it, is acting up. So if you see white stuff in my hair, that's what it is. Okay, let's get into today's story time. I'm gonna bring you guys up close. There we go. Okay, so for those of you who may be new here, I'm going to do my quick usual little rundown. For most of the video, I'll be looking in this direction because my mirror's over here and I would like to see what I'm doing. I do tell these story times in a first person point of view, so if you don't like that, then you can leave.
There's the door. There's the door, bitch!
And these story times are sent in by anonymous people. By the way, don't ask what that is right there, okay? Like, I don't know why. I think it's because like that strip of lights was so long that I was just like messing around with it and didn't realize that I permanently put the strips on the wall. Like, I didn't realize that you couldn't just take them off, and now they're ripping my paint off the wall when I try to take them off. But I'm gonna try to fix that, make it a little bit more, because that looks like shit. Okay, I'm putting the mic on now, by the way. Okay, I have the mic on. Not on, but I have it. Okay, so story time about how my boyfriend sold my nudes to all of our friends. Yeah. Like, when does it end? That's the real question here. What the fuck? Okay, so a little background information. This all started whenever I was 13 years old, and my birthday was later in the year. So when I say 13, I mean like I'm about to turn 14. And also right about to go into high school. So yeah, if that was a little bit confusing, 13, about to turn 14, and this story starts right before the summer before my freshman year in high school. So when I was in 8th grade, my school had started this new program where the high schoolers could come to the middle school and help us with some of our classes. So they would have helpers, aka upperclassmen, high schoolers, in classes like gym, math, science, art, etc. And yeah, which was always fun because, you know, everybody feels super cool whenever they get to hang out with the older kids, you know. Anyway, so there were no helpers in any of my classes except for gym. And since it was the end of the year, we didn't really have too much to do in any of our extracurricular classes like art, gym, wood shop. So the teachers would pretty much let us choose whatever we wanted to do that day. And yeah, and I know you guys are probably like, okay, well then why do they have helpers if there's nothing to help you with? Well, at that point, you have to remember that for the high schoolers, this was also a class for them too. Like, they would get graded on attendance, the effort that they put into helping us, etc. Anyways, now that you guys get the gist of that, in my gym class, a few of my friends and we wanted to practice our stuff for cheer. So this one girl, Chelsea, who was a flyer on the high school cheerleading team, she was helping out us girls who also wanted to be flyers in high school. And then there was another helper whose name is Malcolm. You could tell that he had a huge crush on Chelsea, because anytime that we were in class and he was supposed to be helping the boys with basketball or something like that, or not even helping, just participating with them, he would somehow find his way over to our group area, and he would literally just like talk to her the whole time and pretend that he was helping us too. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty good at being a flyer. I had good balance. I was the perfect weight and height. So eventually, Chelsea, I would say usually in the middle to end of the classes, she would ask me to help some of the other girls. And I would like to think that I was also pretty outgoing, especially with the upperclassmen, you know. I would always joke with them and we would have great conversations. Like, I'm a very social person. So yeah, by the way, Malcolm and these kids were like 16 years old at the time. So fast forward to the middle of the summertime, before my freshman year in high school, Malcolm adds me on Snapchat. I was a little bit surprised because I thought that he was cute, but I was like, there's no way this man would ever pay attention to me. But he did, so period. Anyway, so yeah, Malcolm adds me on Snapchat at around like 2 in the morning. And he starts Snapchatting me, but the first Snapchat that I get from him says, "Are you awake?" And obviously I'm awake, but I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, oh, I didn't know if you remembered me, blah, 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 blah. Like, I helped out in your gym class, this, that, and the next. Sorry it's so late, I'm bored and want to talk to someone, LOL. Which it's like, okay, thanks for thinking of me, but also, like, I'm not a fucking cockroach. What am I, your last option of somebody to talk to? Like, think of a better excuse than that, dude. Come on now. Anyway, so then we start talking, and then and we're just making small talk. But then he asked me, wanna play truth or dare? And I'm like, sir, good night. Good fucking night. Because no. I'm gonna jump in here real quick because I thought this was so funny. This girl was like, I had just saw one of your videos about you saying how to avoid fuckboys or something like that. And I remember that this was a red flag. So I just thought that was funny, period. I'm gonna insert the video real quick, but I just thought that was so fucking funny. How to tell if he is a fuckboy. Tip number 3. If he only texts you late at night, chances are he's looking for a booty call. Or he wants pics. Yeah, he's probably just looking for some entertainment. Because bitch, these are red flags. Anyways, so I was like, yeah, no, fuck that. You're funny if you think that you're about to get any pics from me, dude. Like, go be bored somewhere else. Fucking weirdo. Anyways, so yeah, after that, I just don't respond because absolutely not. And then I didn't hear from him for the rest of the summer, which my summer was pretty good until right before school started because my best friend had gotten a boyfriend, and we all usually knows how that goes. And if you don't know how that goes, congratulations. That means that your best friend didn't put you on the back burner when she got into a relationship. Okay, so now we are going to fast forward to September, aka about a week or 2 after school had started. And so far, high school was nothing like what everybody said it was gonna be. You know, they're like, oh, it's scary, it's this, that, and the next. No, it's not. It's actually super fun. You get to meet tons of new people, and it's just more of like a grown feeling, not in a weird way. So yeah, and one of my classes was in the library, which was cool because it wasn't your traditional classroom, you know, like they have the soft chairs all around there so you could go and sit in these super comfy chairs wherever you wanted. But about a week after school had started, I realized that what's his face, Malcolm, pretty much like works in the library during my period. I mean, I guess not works. He just, well, is it working? Because like he sits at the front desk with the librarian lady and he helps people return their books and do everything that they need to do. So I found out that he was pretty much working in my classroom. And the first few weeks I would catch him looking at me like a lot, which did weird me out. But eventually I just ignored him. A few weeks after school started, I'm in this class and my teacher gives us all a little quiz that we all have to do, and he was like, yeah, I want you guys to spread out in the library, like go sit in a corner, whatever, I don't care, just don't be near one another. And I'm like, okay, period. So what do? I find a corner of the library where nobody can see me so I can do my test and hit my vape. Like, hello? Tests were stressful to begin with. So yeah. Anyways, so you know, I'm sitting in this corner, hitting my vape, doing this test, when all of a sudden, Malcolm comes over with this little book cart full of books, and then he goes to the bookshelf that's directly in front of me and he starts putting books on it. And I'm like, bro, like those books probably don't even go there. You just want to be close to me. But then I realized that my dumbass sat right where the fucking dictionaries were. And of course, it just so happened that our class was using the dictionaries in that class. So yeah, he had to go put them all back. So annoying. So yeah, and now there's like a super weird tension. Like, you could just feel in the air that somebody needed to say something to someone. Like, the silence was literally eating me alive. But I knew it wasn't gonna be me who said anything. So then, you know, as he's putting his books away, he looks over and he's like, oh, is that for Miss blah, 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 blah? My teacher. Obviously he knows it's for her because he literally fucking sits in the library that she teaches in. I appreciate the effort. Sometimes boys though, they will talk about anything with you. Like, if they think you're hot, say you're like, you've just been stabbed and you're bleeding out, they'll like still find some way to try to make small talk with you. They'll be like, oh yeah, like shit, I remember when I got a paper cut once. That was brutal. Like, bro, leave now, please. Thank you. So I'm like, yeah, it's for her. And then I go back to doing my test and he's like, oh, well, if you want help, I can help you because I took her class 2 years in a row. And then I look at him because I'm pretty sure that she only taught freshmen. And whenever he saw me giving him like a look, like, dude, stop trying to flirt with me, he was like, oh no, it was only because I failed freshman year. And I'm like, oh, just keep digging yourself a grave, dude. Keep going, please. Like, you already tried to fucking be a fuckboy over the summer, asking me truth or dare at fucking like 2 in the morning. And now you've just told me that you got held back a year. Are you trying to give me the ick or are you trying to give me the ick? Come on. Anyway, so then he's like, by the way, like, do you hate me? And I'm like, no, why? And he was like, oh, well, I don't know. You just like completely ignored me that one night and then just didn't talk to me. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not playing truth or dare with a boy that I don't even know at 3 in the morning. I already know where that goes. And he's like, no, like, you really thought that it was like that? And I'm like, yes, I did. Yes, you can't convince me that it wasn't like that. Hello, do I look dumb? And he was like, oh, well, like, I'm sorry if it came off that way, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, so after that, he started Snapchatting me more. Friendly conversations, thankfully. And I'm not gonna lie, like, he was cute, he was funny, he had the charm. And eventually, the one day, he asks me if we can hang out. So, you know, I asked my mom, and my parents really aren't that strict, to be honest. Like, they trust me with hanging out with boys and stuff. So I go over to his house, and just to give you guys a little bit of a time/age difference, during this time, I'm 14 and he's 16, okay? He's in his sophomore year, I'm in my freshman year. Okay, so now that you guys kind of have like a age/timeline type of thing, let's get back into the first night that him and I ever hang out by ourselves. Or actually in general, we had never we have never hung out before this. Not in school, not even just with friends or anything, no. So yeah, I go over to his house and we go up to his room, he puts on a movie, and then he does the trick that all boys do where you're laying with your head on their chest and then they put your one leg over their legs, so that way whenever you guys look at each other and you start making out, they can just pull you on top of them, and then everything happens. One thing leads to another. Y'all end up doing the nasty. That's exactly what happened. Literally, step by step. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After this, I was low-key disappointed in myself because I'm like, dude, like, I literally told this kid that the reason why I hadn't Snapchatted him that night was because I didn't want to get involved with anything sexual with him, if you know what I mean. And then here I am coming to his house and giving it up on the first night. Like, dude, I literally couldn't be more disappointed in myself. You know what though? Things happen, you gotta move on. So after this, I completely expected him to just fucking drop me and be like, oh, well, did the nasty with her, and now I don't want nothing to do with her because she was easy, blah, 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 this, that, and the next. Well, turns out that that wasn't the case, actually. After this, we kept hanging out, and we kept doing the nasty as well. But then, at one point, I just started to feel like his F-buddy more than someone that he may have actually been romantically interested in. And I realized that I was catching feelings for him. He most likely wasn't catching any feelings for me because he was getting exactly what he wanted. He was getting to sleep with me and then also not be in a relationship and do whatever he wanted. So the one night we are texting back and forth and he asks me to send him pictures, which I have been. But that night I told him no, and he was like, why? Is everything okay? And I'm like, everything is completely fine except for the fact that you and I aren't dating. I'm not continuing to send you nudes. Point blank, period. Not doing it. And then guys, he starts going on like this whole thing. He's like, wait, we're not dating?
Bruh.
Really, dude? He's like, I didn't think that I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been telling everybody that we're dating. I just thought that that happened when we sealed the deal. First of all, sealed the deal. Ew, say it. We did the nasty. Sealing the deal, that's just weird. Anyways, and I was like, no, you'd never asked me to be your girlfriend. So I haven't been telling everybody that we're dating because I'm not gonna go around and tell everybody, hey, this is my boyfriend, but then look stupid whenever you're like, nah, we just literally do the nasty. We just hook up. I don't actually want shorty. No. I was not about to do that to myself. So then, he's like, oh, well, I'm so sorry. Like, will you please be my girlfriend? And guys, you know, at first, this seemed super sweet. I was like, aw, you know, like, he does care. He really did think that, but no, he didn't. He did that to save his ass. Because he knows that it would have looked sketchy if he asked me for pics and then I said no because we weren't dating. And then he asked me to be his girlfriend right after and then again asked me for pics right after as well. Like, he knew that that just wouldn't have been a smart idea. So this is literally all a ploy for him to still get his way without me noticing his little tricks. Which I can say to him, congratulations, like, whatever you did worked, asshole. So now, him and I are dating. And then in my sophomore year and his junior year, somehow, some way, my nudes get leaked. Yeah. They do. Talk about fucking embarrassing. I come back from winter break and everybody has seen my nudes. I was pissed. So then I asked Malcolm, I'm like, how the fuck does everybody in school know what my coochie looks like? Huh? How? Let me know, how did that happen? What did you do? And then he was like, oh, like, I didn't do anything, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Malcolm, I literally sent you those fucking pictures. Those were pictures that I literally only sent to you. Be so fucking for real right now. So then he was like, oh, well, like, I was hanging out with a few of my friends, and I think it might have been this one kid. He, like, took my phone and used it for a few seconds. He must have sent it to himself, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm gonna figure out and get to the bottom of this. And obviously, I think that he's lying at this point. I'm like, bro really just wanted to show his friends, you know, blah, 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 like, probably brag. And I thought that until after school that day, I had a little bit of a fever, so I went to sleep and didn't wake up until like 9 o'clock at night. And when I wake up, I have tons of text messages and calls on my phone from friends, old friends, ex-friends, Malcolm himself. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? Did more pictures get leaked or something? What the fuck? But then I go on Snapchat and every message that I open is a video that was posted on one of Malcolm's friend's stories. And the video is of Malcolm beating the life out of that kid that supposedly he hung out with who asked to use his phone. Which I thought it was weird because I didn't even know that this kid hung out with Malcolm and his friends. Something was a little fishy about that. Anyways, so now I'm like worried that my man is about to go to jail. So I'm like calling him and blowing up his phone. Finally he answers and I'm like, babe, like what happened? And he was like, oh, well, you know, like I found out that it was him and I wasn't gonna let him get away with that, blah, 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 blah. And so I beat his ass. And I'm like, wow, 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 wow. And he's like, what, like, are you not happy? Like, or did I make you more upset? And I'm like, no, like, I just wasn't expecting you to do that. Like, in all honesty, I thought that you may I told him, I said, I thought you may have shown your friends because you wanted to show off, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, babe, like, I'm way more mature than that. You know me, blah, 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 this, that, and the next. I thought I did. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyways, so I say anyways so much, guys. Like, I apologize if you realize it, but I can't stop. I'm joking, I can. I'm gonna try to stop. Maybe not in this video, but the next one. Okay, so now we are going to fast forward to the end of my sophomore year and the end of his junior year. In the morning, I had gym class with one of my best friends and a few of our other friends. But this morning, she wasn't here, so that fucking sucked. At least I thought. Wish she would have stayed gone. But the beginning of every gym class, we have to run a mile on the track, which, can I just tell you guys, fucking awful, okay? Like, your bitch got fucking asthma. So I can't even get one lap without my ribs feeling like somebody's stabbing me in between them over and over again. Anyways, so yeah, finally I'm on my last lap, which it's always so embarrassing because I'm always the last one running, which is honestly why I hate whenever my best friend's not there, because usually she's the last one running with me, but it wasn't like that. No, because why would it be like that? Anyways, so yeah, I'm on my last lap and I'm running super slow. Everybody else is already done. They are all standing at the bleachers talking to each other. And then all of a sudden I see my bestie running down to the track from the school. And I'm so excited. I'm like, yes, my bitch is here. Like, she may have got here late, but fuck it, I'm excited. So then I start putting in the extra work. I start running a little bit faster, trying to, you know, like run to her because she was running straight down to the track. It was like she was running straight for me. And then I realized that bitch isn't slowing down when she's getting closer to me. And listen, my best friend doesn't run either, so her face looked kind of like she was dying while she was running towards me. So it wasn't even like she was giving me this nasty look, like, bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you type of look. No, she was just looking like she was about to have an asthma attack. Nothing out the ordinary, okay? So then I start to slow down because I realize she's not slowing down. But bitch still isn't slowing down. So now I'm looking at her and all of a sudden she starts screaming, guys. Screaming. I'm gonna fucking kill you, you fucking whore.
Run, bitch, run.
And everybody at the bleachers turns around and they're all like, and I'm like, turn my ass around. And I start running the other way because fuck no. Absolutely not. I don't even know what this bitch is going on about and I don't want to fucking find out because my best friend is fucking scary whenever she's pissed. So I start running and like I told y'all, I got fucking asthma, okay? Like, I'm not made for this. And neither is she. But you know what? I think that her adrenaline just fucking said, we need to catch this bitch and beat her ass. So yeah, that's where she got that extra boost of energy from. So yeah, I start running and then all of a sudden I feel somebody fucking yeet my fucking ponytail. Next thing I know, she brings me to the ground and starts punching me in the fucking face. And everybody's over by the bleachers. So like, everybody's running over. Nobody's close to even stop this girl. It was terrible. So eventually, finally, the teacher pulls her off of me. Her and I get sent down to the office, and while we're down there, we're sitting there waiting for our parents and the police, and I look at her and I'm like, why did you do that? What did I do? And she looks at me and she's like, don't fucking play dumb with me. And then she pulls up some screenshots on her phone of, what do you know, some nude pictures that I had just sent my boyfriend 2 nights before. So I look at her and I'm like, dude, like, I didn't send that to your man. And she's like, then how the fuck did you get them? Blah, 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 blah. Stop lying. You're a liar. Da, 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 this, that, and the next. And I'm like, you know, it's so hard to convince somebody that you're not lying whenever the only thing that you can say is, I'm not lying, because you don't know how else to defend yourself. I'm like, listen, I sent those to Malcolm like 2 nights ago. Never sent those to your boyfriend. And she was like, then how did he get them? So now I go on my phone, I'm going on Snapchat, because that's always where I send my stuff to my boyfriend. I'm looking to see if, like, I accidentally sent them to her man, which I don't even have him added on Snapchat, so that's how fucking, like, anxious I was. I don't even know how to express the way that I was feeling. That's how confused I was. I look on there, of course he's not on there. So now I'm blowing up my boyfriend's phone. I'm like, what the fuck? Why does he have these pictures that I sent to you the other night? What is going on? And he's like, I have no idea, blah, blah, blah. I don't even talk to him. My Snapchat got hacked last night.
Why the fuck you lying? What?
Really, dude? We're gonna play those games. So yeah, guys, his Snapchat got hacked. And sadly, I just have to be the victim of this shit every time. Like, someone got a hold of his phone. What do you know? They sent my nudes to them. This time, somebody hacked his Snapchat and weirdly sent my nudes to my best friend's boyfriend. Like, please be so fucking real right now. So then, after this, she gets suspended. I'm like still in shock. Well, this same night, I went over to Malcolm's house because he was like, listen, just come over, hang out, I'll make you dinner. I feel so bad that this happened. And I was like, all right, fine, whatever. So then I go to his house, go up to his room, lay down. He goes down to the kitchen to make me some food. And before he goes downstairs, he puts a movie onto his phone and then like puts it on the TV. So he leaves his phone upstairs. And I think it's called screen mirroring whenever you can do that, because it was also showing any notifications that popped up on the top of his phone on the TV. So I go on to his phone because I see that he's getting Venmo'd from that one kid who had gotten a hold of his phone a little while back and sent my shit around. Now I'm confused. So I go onto his phone, I look at his Venmo, because I'm like, what the fuck? And then y'all, I see like it was insane. The amount of random people in our grade who were Venmoing him. Not even in our grade, like in our school, like upperclassmen as well. And who just happened to be on this fucking list? My best friend's boyfriend. He sent my boyfriend $45 fucking dollars. So now I'm like, okay, this is weird. I'm like, maybe this is compensation for something. Yeah, I go and look and it's compensation. He fucking paid my boyfriend sold my nudes to him. Yeah. Like I went in their Snapchat conversation and he's like, I can make it 100 if you send me a video. And then I see a reply from my boyfriend saying of us or just her. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Like, are we joking? Are we actually joking? We're not. So then I start going on to any of the payment apps that he has. I start looking at names and then I go and I look them up on Snapchat or in his messages. And guys, it's actually insane because half of the time when he would ask me for pictures, he was sending those pictures to his friends or to people. I literally felt so fucking violated because some of these pictures are back from when we first started dating. Yeah. So what do? I call myself an Uber. I tell him my mom needs me to go home like right now. And I don't say that until the Uber's there so that way I can go and run out of the house. I take his phone to my house. I show my mom because, oh yeah, my best friend, her mom told my mom what happened. And then my mom thought that I was a slut. And she was like, you know, she would probably forgive you if you just own up to it. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not owning up to anything because I didn't fucking do anything. She's like, yeah, well, that's real suspicious considering blah, 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 blah. And yeah, so I go to my house. I show my mom his phone and I'm like, look, Mom, like this is what's been happening. Like I told you it wasn't me. And then she starts going on this whole spiel about how I shouldn't even have sent nudes to him in the first place. But then she's like, I tell her like, Mom, he's selling them. He's not just sending them to his friends. He's fucking selling these. And that's when my mom gets super pissed and she calls the police. And then what do you know? My man and his mom show up the same time the police do. And my mom goes outside. My dad has to chase after her because she starts fucking going off. She starts screaming at Malcolm and his mom. Like telling her that she's a piece of shit and, you know, she raised a piece of shit. And my anxiety ended up getting really, really bad and I ended up passing out. So then I wake up and I tell my best friend about everything. And I should have known that she wasn't going to believe me because she has her head so far up her boyfriend's asshole that she could probably see out of his mouth. Anyway, so yeah, she was like, it's absolutely insane the lengths that you'll go to get other people in trouble and you won't just take accountability. Like, I can't believe you're the type of person who would ruin your boyfriend's life just to save your reputation. And I'm like, wow, this is fucking insane. Like, this bitch actually has issues. Like, she really is she has problems. And then as for Malcolm, like, I really do love that kid. And we're not allowed to see each other anymore. There's still like a bunch of legal stuff going on because he did sell some of my pictures to adults, like some of his dad's friends. So that's like a whole nother issue. But I know you guys are probably gonna hate me. Him and I are still together. We keep it on the low because our parents won't let us see each other. But you know, like sometimes people make mistakes. Okay, everybody, that is the end of today's story time. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, make that subscribe button down below. And if you want to know whenever I post my next video, make sure to click that bell. And if you want to send in your anonymous story time or you want to know how to send in your anonymous story time, make sure to click the links down below in the description. But other than that, I will see you guys next time with a new story time.